Hey y'all, Wayne here. Has anyone ever told you look like Scott the Woz? People tell me that all the time. You might even say I hear it way too often. Well, after enough people brought this to my attention, I decided to do a little digging and I discovered something kind of startling. I am Scott the Woz. Well, kind of. You see, Scott and I are actually part of a cloning program. There's a ton of us out here trying to make YouTube videos about video games. It's kind of like the Les Enfants Terribles from Metal Gear Solid, but instead of us having grizzly voices and being named after snakes, we all just have brown hair, glasses, and varying dependency on Dr. Pepper. This soda makes up more than 65% of the moisture in my body now. Please send help. Well, if I'm gonna keep the Woz bloodline strong, that means I'm gonna have to adapt my style a little bit and play the part. That means I'll have to find a way to fit into the formula while still maintaining my own identity. Crap! Why waste my time talking about this Klonoa creature? Nobody knows who this is, nobody even knows what this is.
No, seriously, what is this abomination?
If I have to talk about cute and cuddly creatures on this channel, it has to be something with a bigger name. Something people will know and recognize. I regret everything.
I think everyone is familiar with Hello Kitty on at least some vague level, though they may not know the name of the company she comes from, that being Sanrio. The company is especially popular in Japan with a pretty wide variety of cutesy characters that appeal to younger audiences or people who just really dig the kawaii Japanese character design. There's a lot of people who don't know just how influential the company actually is. Did you know they own the sole distribution rights to the Peanuts characters in Japan? I guess Snoopy and Keroppi are bunkmates overseas. But even though most people won't know how to respond if you ask them who would win in a bloody deathmatch between My Melody and Batsmaru.
Although even Sanrio fans seem confused when I ask them that for some reason.
There's probably very few people out there who wouldn't recognize this adorable little cat mascot from a mile away, even if their familiarity is completely through osmosis. Hello Kitty is easily one of the most successful mascots of all time, and it's kind of incredible seeing how she's remained so popular for so many years. I guess such a simple and recognizable design really can't fail. As is the case with any popular icon, of course, Hello Kitty has found her way stumbling into video games once or twice. It's usually going to be your typical thing for brand mascots, mobile and web browser games, that sort of thing. But there was at least one instance where Hello Kitty and even her buddies from the Sanrio company made it to a console-based game in 2005 called Hello Kitty Roller Rescue.
Well, if this is what I have to do to get views.
It has a pretty simple setup. Hello Kitty is hanging out with her bros when suddenly aliens—
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, a bunch of block-shaped invaders from the stars rain down from the sky with absolutely no warning, capturing a bunch of Kitty's friends as she herself is teleported away, given a magic wand and rollerblades, and told, hey, you gotta go save the world now because you're the only person here popular enough to put on the front of the box art. You run around to plazas, parking lots, shopping malls, and freezers? Trying to rescue the cute little critters of Sanrio, all the while, these block aliens are raining hell on the town, blowing stuff up and making a mess. There's actually a surprising amount of destruction here too. What's all this doing in a Hello Kitty game?
Why am I playing a Hello Kitty game?
I was surprised to find out there's actually a couple of attack combos at your disposal, which I never used because honestly I spent the entire time just mashing the B button and the stuff in front of me just kind of died. Look, I'm definitely not in the intended demographic for this game. I figure it was targeted towards very, very young children, like probably ages 5 and younger, but there seriously is no challenge here whatsoever. Then again, I don't know what it feels like to play this game as a 3-year-old, so maybe it could pose a challenge to kids. As for me though, I don't even know what it looks like to get knocked out. Does this game even have a game over screen? Honestly, I feel like I have more trouble from just the movement. The roller skating controls are so awkward. Just look at the way she has to stop slowly between every stroke. It just makes the pacing feel so off, and yeah, I guess she's on roller skates and it's not gonna feel the same as running, but other games have made that kind of motion feel much better, and 4 or 5 years prior at that. Jet Grind Radio and Sonic Adventure 2 already proved that this doesn't have to feel clunky.
Can you tell I love the Dreamcast? We'll be mailing out our wedding invitations soon.
You do get some buddies who fight alongside you after you rescue them, but by far the best one is My Melody, if only because she's constantly throwing cake at you every time an enemy gets a lucky hit in on you. And is there really any better way to a person's heart than with food? Your buddies still have a tendency to fall behind though. They'll teleport back to you, but not before getting locked behind doors or even sometimes being left to drown. Wait, what? This is wasn't a long adventure. It seriously only took me under an hour and a half to play through the whole thing, but very little of it really stands out to me. I think the only level I clearly find memorable is the freezer level at the bottom of the mall because it actually has some platforming to worry about. Still nothing particularly challenging, but it was at least something to break up the repetition.
As a matter of fact, I had to play a little bit of Doom just to make sure I still have a pulse. Oh, cool. I am still alive.
Eventually, you make it to the big bad leader of the group, you know him well, and he decides to go full Voltron and stomp out your whole hometown until a giant laser cannon you've built charges up enough to destroy the whole thing and the game is over. That's it. That's the entire thing. The game is okay, but really only for a very specific audience. Otherwise, it's really not worth the effort of tracking down, especially for something that just isn't very memorable at all. If you do go out of your way to see what happens if the villains succeed, it looks like they just cubify the whole world, so I guess the whole point of the game is to stop people from trying to shape you into something you're not and not conforming to the standards of others, holding on to your personal identity and such.
Maybe just because Scott and I share a striking resemblance.
No, seriously, are we related or something?
Doesn't mean that I have to shift gears and emulate him. Maybe I really can be my own man and establish my own identity on this platform. So, Scott, just keep doing your thing, man. You're obviously way better at it than I am. As for me, I'm just gonna keep doing my best, making videos, experimenting, and just seeing where exactly I fit in this whole YouTube landscape. Until then, I guess I'm just gonna have to vow to lay this game to rest, stay in my lane, and never, ever emulate Scott the Woz again.